Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Last class we saw the principle of thermocouple, uh, how thermocouples can be used for various mechatronic applications for measurement of temperature. Today we shall see another temperature transducer, that is RTD, that is resistance temperature detector. Remember, this RTD requires some external power for its operation, whereas thermocouple was self-generating type, right? It was developing its own power. So in this RTD, it uses the phenomenon that resistance of a metal changes with temperature. Resistance of a metal changes with temperature. On heating up metals, the resistance increases and follows a linear relationship. And this correlation is, just see this carefully, resistance change due to temperature is equal to R naught into 1 plus alpha T. That is, RT is equal to R naught plus R naught alpha T. This is the correlation that is relevant to RTD, where RT is the resistance of temperature, resistance at temperature T, and R naught is the temperature, is the resistance. Actually, here should be resistance. R naught is the resistance at 0 degrees Celsius. R naught is the resistance at 0 degrees Celsius, whereas RT is the resistance at temperature T. And alpha is the constant of the metal termed as temperature coefficient of resistance. Now, this temperature coefficient of resistance is positive for all major RTDs because we can use different metals for use as a resistance temperature detector. Now, the sensor usually is made to have a resistance of 100 ohm at 0 degrees Celsius. We'll move further, friends. The construction of RTD. As you can see, this resistance wire, which is the variable resistance wire, this resistance wire is my RTD wire. It can be either copper or it can be platinum. Different materials can be used as RTD sensors. So this is my resistance sensor, variable resistance sensor, and this is the sheath that is provided. And then the leads of these resistance sensors are connected, as you can see here, these are connected to the Wheatstone bridge. So this resistance meant for temperature sensing becomes one arm of my Wheatstone bridge circuit. For strain gauge studies, friends, we studied Wheatstone bridge circuit. The Wheatstone bridge has got 4 resistances, 1, 2, 3, 4, R1, R2, R3, and R4. And it has got across 2 apex points, supply voltage is given, and across 2 apex points, output voltage is taken up. Isn't it? Now here, for temperature sensing, this resistance thermometer, resistance wire is connected across one of the arms of the Wheatstone bridge circuit. So this becomes my variable resistance. The rest of the resistances are fixed resistances, right? And this resistance changes with respect to temperature. And because of this resistance change, the Wheatstone bridge becomes unbalanced. And as the supply voltage is fixed, the output voltage varies in proportion to the resistance change. And this resistance change is proportional to temperature change. As we have seen, the resistance change is proportional to temperature change. So RT is equal to R naught plus R naught into alpha T, right? So RT is proportional to T, temperature. Advantages, as I told you, we can use different materials as RTD material, as platinum, copper, or nickel. Now, if we compare the performance of these 3 different RTDs, if temperature is plotted on x-axis and the ratio of resistances RT by R naught is plotted on y-axis, as you can see, platinum provides me a fairly linear relationship between temperature change and resistance change. Whereas copper, up to certain value of temperature, it is giving me a linear relationship. Thereafter, it becomes curvilinear, non-linear relationship. So it no longer remains proportional. The resistance change no longer remains proportional to temperature change. Similarly, for nickel, for the initial range of up to 350 degrees Celsius, I got non-linear relationship, and thereafter, after 350, in the higher range, it provides me linear relationship. So relatively, this platinum provides me fairly linear relationship between resistance change and corresponding temperature change over a wide range of applications. That's why platinum has advantages as RTD material. The temperature resistance characteristics of pure platinum are stable over a wide range of temperature. That's what we have seen just now. It has high resistance to chemical attack and contamination. So even if this RTD is used for different, for measurement of temperatures of different chemicals even, its performance is not affected much. It forms a most easily reproducible type of temperature transducer with a high degree of accuracy. So it is more accurate. Platinum as a RTD is more accurate. It can have accuracy of plus or minus 0.01 degrees Celsius up to 500 degrees Celsius, and plus or minus 0.1 degrees Celsius up to 1200 degrees. This is a very high accuracy platinum as RTD provides me. There are, however, some limitations of RTD. These are resistive devices, so they require some external circuitry for measurement of temperature. Even though only a very small current is generally employed, it creates a certain amount of heat, right? When I supply some supply voltage, the current starts flowing in the external circuit. And because of this current and the resistance, because of this resistance of the RTD, there will be some current that is flowing even in normal conditions before it is immersed for temperature measurement. Just as it is, as the current starts flowing, there will be some resistance change in the resistance wire. It creates a small amount of heat inside the wire and thus can throw off the temperature. This self-heating in resistive sensors can be significant when dealing with still fluid, that is one that is neither flowing nor agitated, because there is less carry-off of the heat generated. And because of this heating of the resistance wire, there will be some erroneous readings to some extent. So this is the drawback of your RTDs. This problem does not arise when with thermocouples, which are essentially zero current devices. So thermocouples are preferred over RTD in certain situations. Let us see the applications of RTD for air conditioning, refrigeration, servicing. RTDs are used. In food processing industries, RTDs are used. In stoves and grills, for measurement of temperature, RTDs are used. For control of temperatures, RTDs are used. In textile production, RTDs are used. In plastic processing industries, petrochemical processing, microelectronics industries, RTDs are used. Even in air, gas, and liquid temperature measurement in pipes and tanks, RTDs are used. If we compare the performance of thermocouple and RTD, the advantages of thermocouple are: these are self-powered, simple, rugged in construction, inexpensive, wide variety of thermocouples are available, wide temperature range is available. Whereas RTD has got some advantages, as it is more stable as compared to thermocouples, is more accurate, more linear than thermocouple. Whereas the disadvantages, if we look of thermocouples, it is non-linear beyond certain range. Low voltages are given as the output, and reference is required for making my temperature measurement more valid and accurate. It is least stable, it is least sensitive, whereas RTD also has certain disadvantages. It is a bit expensive, the current source is required, Small resistance changes are seen for large temperature differences. This is a drawback. Low absolute resistance and self-heating is a problem in RTD. So there are relative advantages and disadvantages of thermocouple and RTD. So depending on my type of application, I need to select either a thermocouple or a RTD. So we'll stop.